Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today's video is our hot flash makeup video, and we are going to try, I haven't done anything. I have to drop my car off, so I'm hurrying. But I wanted to do a sweat test on this makeup that I loved so much, the new Estée Lauder Double Wear Nude. Someone asked me to do a sweat test, and I actually love this, so I thought, oh yeah, I do need to do a sweat test on it. And so I thought, well, let's do our Monday video, hot flash makeup with that. So that's what we're gonna do. And I am going to use, I still am gonna be using my sample, and I'm gonna use the same color because I already know I like that, so I'm gonna use that one. And I'm using this new sponge that I got. It's a Real Tech sponge. I hope I like it because I don't have time to not like it. It's a little bit too wet. And it is dampened, always dampened. Normally I would wait and let this soak in, but I'm in a hurry, so I'm not gonna. And I'm going to put this foundation on, and I don't want to put too much on because we know what happens when you do that. All right, I'm gonna have to use this mirror. I feel like this really soaks up a lot of it. I saw that review that Angie did, and she really she didn't have very much luck with this foundation, but she does a lot more skincare than I do. And I'm thinking that her problems with this foundation might have had something to do with all the stuff she had underneath it. Because I know she did it without putting primer on underneath it, and then she did it with primer, but she didn't do it without all her moisturizers and stuff. And the only moisturizer I put on is under my eyes, because sometimes, especially if I'm using like the Shape Tape, it gets really dry, so I will put that under there. And otherwise I use that vitamin C and ferulic acid, that timeless one that I showed you guys in my skincare routine. That's the only thing I do. I exfoliate my skin twice a day with actually it's a body scrub, not a face scrub, but it's got little tiny, it's really, really fine, and I use that on my face twice a day with a konjac sponge. And I really think it's done amazing things for my skin, because I used to have a huge wrinkle right here. I think you can still see it, but barely. And I'm using my MAC again. This is the same stuff that I used when I tried the foundation the first time, because it was good, so why change it, right? This is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and NC20. And I am just putting it, well, you guys know where to put the concealer. I still have way too much on my hand, but at least I didn't waste so much. Definitely need to go there, don't I? Concealer. Oh, pretty good. I like the sharp edge. Let's go in with powder. I am going to use my brightening powder under my eyes. basically everywhere I just highlighted to. Now I'm going to dust off the bake. And I'm going to go back in with my regular powder. Use my big fluffy brush and just set all the rest of this makeup. I'm just going to go ahead and use my Hoola bronzer today because I'm in a hurry. And I'm trying not to bring it too far forward. Pull it down on my neck so I don't get a line of demarcation. And moving on. I'm going to put on some blush, and I think I'm going to use, let's see, we better use peachy since I'm wearing this shirt, huh? I will use my Beige Cosmetics, and I will try, although I'm not very good at this, to only get it, maybe I won't use this one, maybe I'll use this smaller one. I'm using a Wet n Wild brush so that I can maybe just get the peach part instead of peach and the pink. Just put a little tiny bit of color today. And then I'm going to use my Champagne Pop, this, for my highlight, and I just want to put a little bit. That's it. Now, moving on to the eyes. I am going to use the Modern Renaissance palette just because I know it's a good palette and I know it's not too powdery or anything, so I can do it fairly quickly. So I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Brulee. Somebody said that this was going to be discontinued, so I need to buy like 5 of them. Except that I can never get them open. There. And I'm going to use this Wet n Wild brush and just put this all over my eye. Even though I did use my setting powder on my eye, I still want to go back and make sure there's plenty of powder on it so that my eyeshadows glide on. Okay, I'm not sure how much you guys saw of that because my camera turned off and I don't know when it turned off. So I used the burnt orange for my transition color, which is right here. And right now I'm getting ready to put this Rilgar into the outer corner. I don't know why my camera turns off, it just does. All right, and then I'm going to take a fluffy brush, kind of blend that in, call it good, And now I'm gonna take this tempera color right here, this first color. And I might as well use this brush because it just jumped out of the thing. And I'm gonna put this on the inner 3/4 of my lid. And in the pan it looks like it's got like a peachy color to it. So I figured it would fit right in with this look. The transition color, the burnt orange, and put it underneath a little bit. Then I'm gonna go back in with the burnt orange, the real gar, and just put it right on the lash line, barely in the outer corner. There, and that's it for shadow. I'm gonna go off camera and do my eyes so that this is a little bit shorter of a video, and I will be back to show you the final look, and then we will check in to see if it is sweat proof. I'll be back. Okay, this is the final look for today's look. I am off to the car dealership, and then I have to go to Target and get some Ripple milk for my shakes, and so I have a couple things to do, and I should be out there sweating, so we shall see. So far it looks great. I had the one hot flash, didn't affect it at all because I didn't touch it. Make sure you don't touch it. Okay, I will check back in with you guys later, and we'll see how this does with true sweat. I'll be back. Hello everyone, I am back. This is my final check-in for the day on the sweat test for the Estée Lauder Double Wear Nude, the new one, and the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and the L'Oreal Eye Gel, and the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow, the Hoola bronzer. It looks like my BH Cosmetics blush did not last, but I didn't use very much, so maybe it would have. The foundation, I think, looks fantastic. It's a little bit shiny, but it starts out a little bit shiny. So I could probably, I haven't touched it up at all, so I could probably put some powder on it and it would be fine. But it's the end of the day, and this has been on for at least 8.5 hours now, and that looks great to me. The only place it's come off is my chin, and that's because I made fish tacos tonight, and when I make fish tacos, you take the taco and you dip it in the chili water, and so it kind of gets all over your chin. So I wiped it off my chin. It had nothing to do with the foundation and whether or not it would stay. Nothing would have stayed with the chili water exfoliant and then wipe it off. So it's like, you know, this is my special secret ingredient, how I keep my chin looking so young. I just put chili water on it. Anyways, but that's why it is kind of off my chin, but that's because I did that. So, but otherwise, I absolutely think that this is my favorite foundation. As far as this hot flash makeup goes, this one is a winner, and it is the Estée Lauder Double Wear Nude Foundation. It's the Nude Water Fresh Makeup Foundation. And the somebody asked me about the concealer too, and the concealer, how it compares to the shape tape, and it's 10 times easier to use. It's not as intense, it's not as drying, it does kind of go in the lines, but you just have to press it out, and then it's great. It's a lot easier to work with, 10 times easier to work with than the shape tape, because the shape tape, you got to be quick, get it out of the lines, and then like keep it out of the lines, don't move your eye until it sets, and then you're okay. Then it won't set into your lines, but if you don't get it out with the shape tape before it sets, it's there. This one, you have time, it's like, even once, if I was to go in right now and see any settling, which I do not, I could just push it around and it would go out of them. I really like this. It's the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. The only thing I don't like about it is that it comes in a pump. Yes, this is a thumbs up. I really like this foundation. I really like this whole look. It's, I lost my blush, so I'm kind of pale looking because I don't have a lot of color. But otherwise, everything else held up great. The Cabral, it held up great under sweat. And so I may get some more of that. And I need to just get that color. Of course, I may get the Cokie, just not in the blonde. I might get it in the, this is medium brown, I think is what color the Cabral is. I can't see it, but I think that's what color it is. So that's our video for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I don't get any tweets except for, you know, the people I follow. So I don't know if I did it wrong or if nobody's tweeting me. I don't care. I mean, either way. But if you do have a question or something and you tweet me and I get it, I can answer it right then. Unless, of course, I'm driving. Then you'll have to wait till I stop somewhere because I don't look at my phone when I'm driving. And Snapchat. I do Snapchat occasionally. But I keep planning on Snapchatting more, and then I just forget to do it. But once I start doing it, I'm planning on starting to do it like every day, and just, you know, just random things that I'm doing that day. So if you'd like to know that kind of stuff, make sure you follow me on Snapchat too. That's the end of today's video. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you in my next video.